Most painters I talk to say the same thing. We get some leads, but it's all over the place. One week they're booked out, the next they're scrambling. And they've tried boosting posts, maybe $3,000 a month to some marketing agency. Maybe they did the SEO thing, or they signed up for Angie. Maybe even knocked doors in the snow, and they're still stuck. If that's you, I get it. You've been doing everything you know how to do, and it still feels like you're guessing. But what if I told you that with the right system, you could add $2 million in booked painting jobs in a year without chasing leads or begging for referrals? That's exactly what we helped Wilson Pro Painting do. And the next 8 minutes, I'm going to show you exactly how you can do it yourself. Julian didn't find us through a funnel or some ad. He actually came through a referral, a friend of ours. And at the time, he was already doing a lot of the right things, right? He had a door-to-door team, he had 3 crews, a dialed-in sales process, and a great reputation in his city. But despite all that, he was stuck in the same cycle you might be in right now. The jobs came in and they didn't. He'd have a killer month and then it was silence. And the worst part is he'd already tried marketing help twice and he really hadn't gotten anything out of it. He felt like he was just going to waste money and lose time he didn't have. So when we started working together, we rebuilt it from the ground up, his whole marketing plan. What you're about to see is the exact PaintLaunch system we install, the ads, the nurture, the tracking, like literally everything, the real strategy and the real numbers that come with it. So the first step, we built out local trust at scale. And here's the truth most agencies will miss. Homeowners don't click generic contractor ads, generic before and afters, or images they found from online. They just scroll past them because they all look the same. And looking like every other painter makes you a commodity. So it says nothing about you that's different and you're just gonna get ignored. So what we ended up doing was flipping the script. We used founder-led video ads that are simple, direct, and personable to build a brand within his local market. So there was no fancy production, it was just trust. Once we did that and we had the right ads, we need to make sure that the right ads went in front of the right people. So we targeted specific areas within his region and we built custom audiences around that had high intent based off his previous closed sales. With that, we then let Meta find more people that were their actual customer. And the results were pretty crazy. He ended up generating over 2,100 leads, over 970 quotes, 350 jobs, and on average a cost per lead of $37, which resulted in a 23x return on ad spend. No, and that's not impressions, that's actual booked jobs. So once we had the advertising system all figured out, step 2 is we needed to make sure we could get everything out of that advertising system so we could follow up fast and get them converted. Let me ask you this, like how many leads have you lost just because you didn't text them back fast enough? Most painting companies I talk to have literally zero follow-up system. And Julian didn't either until we gave him ours. So we installed our auto book system, which he used for door-to-door and our marketing, where it texts and emails the leads within the first 5 minutes of them coming through. It follows up with them for the next 15 days to get them scheduled into a quote. And if they don't get scheduled into a quote, we then remarket them on other social platforms to get them to know, like, and trust you with objection-based ads. Now, alongside that, we then email nurture all those leads that come through. So the ones that are 6 and 12 months out do eventually convert. So we ended up hitting them with remarketing ads that handle objections like, is this going to be expensive? Are these guys even legit? Will they actually show up? Why should I work with you over another painter? More about their story, the whole 9 yards. And we answered a lot of the questions they would have at the quote before the quote was even scheduled. And here's what happened. Leads would start converting into quotes even days or weeks later from them initially coming in. And they didn't have to work any harder. There was no chasing or no ghosting. Once we had the leads and we had the nurture systems in place, we needed to make sure that they could be positioned in the right way. So step 3 is we position the brand to win. Marketing doesn't stop at the ad. If your brand looks weak, the best ad in the world will not save you. So we rebuilt how they looked everywhere else. We cleaned up and verified their Google business profiles. We started posting and getting reviews on them, showing off their jobs. We optimized their web presence and the landing pages we could forward leads to. And once we did that, we then remarketed everybody who touched those areas, right? So their site visitors, their Facebook page lurkers, even cold leads from last year that helped them launch into 6 new cities, which was Victoria, Calgary, Nanaimo, and 3 more in Western Canada. And each one of them started the exact same way. As it is a proven system, we built local trust first and got those conversions through on the ads. We then nurtured those conversions and positioned them as the only choice. If this is saving you time or helping you see things a bit clearer, you can like the video or subscribe. It means a lot and you'll actually get get more of what works. So step 4, once we had those leads, we had the nurture systems in place to get those leads into quotes. And once we got those quotes converted into deals with proper positioning, we had to make sure we could actually track what was working day in, day out. So step 4 is we tracked every dollar all the way to the sale. And here's the part where most marketers screw it up. They only track leads. We tracked sales. Using offline conversion tracking, we pushed every booked job back into Meta so the algorithm actually learned what a real customer looked like, not just a click, not just a form fill, an actual closed deal. And this lets us stop guessing and start optimizing for revenue and not just cheap leads. And that's how we confidently scaled to $15,000 to $20,000 a month in advertising spend, because every dollar had a job. And we knew which ads were closing jobs, not just getting clicks. So step 5, the actual results and what actually happened. So let me show you the real numbers over 12 months. So in total, they spent over $87,000 on the actual ads. They got over $2 million in revenue. They had 6 new locations added into their franchise, with 356 jobs closed, with multiple turning into repeat clients and referrals, and some customers turning into $200,000 plus commercial accounts. And this came with the numbers, but also the crazy stories. So in Calgary, one of their estimators was still knocking on doors to drum up business, and he still knocks on doors to this day, but he knocks on this house and the homeowner says, "Hey, I've been seeing your ads for months. I was just about to fill out the form." And what ended up happening is they just invited him in, he got the quote and booked the job on the spot. And that's what proper marketing does. It makes people know, like, and trust you before you even get in contact with them. So to recap, we didn't just run better ads, we built a system around a business that was already strong but stuck. At the end of the day, Julian had a proven system. He had a great reputation, a crew that could do the work, and the willingness to invest in his business. Our job was just to make sure his leads didn't fall through the cracks, to make sure his ads actually converted, and to help him stop starting over every single season. And we did that by combining local trust, real-time nurture, sales-focused tracking, and ongoing optimization. And that's why now he's on track to double his business again. So if you're between $500,000 to $2 million a year in revenue, and you've tried SEO, Angie's List, or any other agency that overpromised and ghosted, it's not that you failed, it's just that you didn't have a proven system built for painters. One that tracks real sales, helps you follow up, and scales with you. And that's what we built for Julian, and over 100 plus other locations since. But even the best system won't work if your ads don't get clicked. So if you want to see exactly how we write and run Facebook ads that actually generate paying jobs, click here. Otherwise, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.